Module Overview. This module delves deeply into the mechanisms and significance of constitutional amendments as instruments of legal evolution and adaptation. It examines how constitutions, though often rigid, incorporate flexibility to respond to changing societal, political, and cultural realities. Concurrently, this module explores the critical importance of protecting minority rights within constitutional frameworks to promote inclusion, prevent discrimination, and uphold democratic principles. Through an extensive study of amendment procedures, landmark cases, and minority rights protections, you will appreciate the dynamic balance between constitutional stability and responsiveness, alongside the imperatives of equality and social justice. 1. Constitutional amendments. Concept and necessity. Definition and purpose. Constitutional amendments are formal changes or additions to a constitution, allowing the legal system to evolve while maintaining foundational principles. Rigid versus flexible constitutions. Contrasts. Constitutions that require complex amendment procedures, e.g., the U.S. Constitution, with those allowing easier modifications, e.g., the UK's unwritten constitution. Reasons for amendments: responding to social change, correcting flaws, expanding rights, adjusting institutional structures, and addressing emergent challenges. 2. Procedures and mechanisms for amendment. Formal amendment processes. Detailed examination of procedural requirements, including legislative supermajorities, referenda, constitutional conventions, and presidential assent. Judicial role in amendments. Courts' interpretations of amendment validity, including limits on amendments that undermine constitutional identity or fundamental principles. Examples of amendment processes worldwide. Comparative analysis of amendment models from federal and unitary states. 3. Theoretical and practical limits on amendments. Doctrine of constitutional identity. Some constitutions restrict amendments that alter essential features, e.g., basic structure doctrine in India. Popular sovereignty versus constitutional supremacy. Balancing the majority will with protection of fundamental rights and democratic structures. Challenges with frequent amendments. Risks of instability, politicization, and erosion of constitutional authority. 4. Protection of minority rights. Importance and challenges. Defining minority rights. Rights of ethnic, religious, linguistic, racial, gender, and other vulnerable groups. Rationale for protection. Preventing tyranny of the majority, promoting equality, fostering social cohesion, and honoring international human rights commitments. Types of minority rights: cultural, political participation, non-discrimination, and affirmative action measures. 5. Constitutional safeguards for minorities. Explicit constitutional provisions, clauses guaranteeing equality, prohibiting discrimination, and recognizing minority identities. Institutional mechanisms, minority commissions, ombudsmen, and special courts. Affirmative action and positive discrimination, policies designed to redress historical disadvantages and ensure substantive equality. International instruments, role of treaties like the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, ICCPP, and the UN Declaration on Minorities. 6. Case studies. Constitutional amendments and minority rights. The Civil Rights Amendments in the U.S. 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments abolishing slavery and protecting equal rights. South Africa's Constitution. Progressive minority rights protections post-apartheid. The Indian Basic Structure, Doctrine. Judicial limits on parliamentary amendments affecting fundamental features. Affirmative action policies in various countries, examining their constitutional basis and controversies. 7. Contemporary debates and issues. Amendments and social change. How amendment procedures affect responsiveness to social movements. Balancing minority protections with national unity, challenges in diverse societies. Emerging minority rights, Rights of LGBTQ+ communities, disabled persons, and indigenous populations. Globalization and transnational minority rights advocacy. Learning outcomes for Module 5. By the end of this module, you will be able to understand the necessity and mechanisms for constitutional amendments, analyze the balance between constitutional rigidity and flexibility, identify theoretical limits on constitutional amendments and their judicial enforcement, comprehend the importance of minority rights and the rationale for their constitutional protection, evaluate various constitutional provisions and policies designed to protect minorities, discuss contemporary issues related to constitutional amendments and minority rights,